How did you get the gig with Stevie Wonder?
You know, it's really a shout out to Teddy Campbell and Chris Johnson, both of those dudes, because they were the ones holding down that seat for some years before I came along. So it's really from them, man. I got a phone call and to show up to a studio. I thought it was for something else. I thought it was for like to listen to some music or possibly just do a session real quick. And I was just chilling in the lobby, and these double doors opened up, and Stevie Wonder walked through, and he was walking alone. He wasn't walking with anyone.
Really?
So people think he can see, but I know he can't see. Though. I know. No, but I even at that moment thought, man, maybe this dude can see. Maybe this is all just like a gimmick. You know, all these years is he, you know, has people thinking that he can't see. But
did he have a walking stick?
No.
He was just walking alone?
Yeah, walking alone. But it's his studio as well. So
he just knows it inside out?
Yeah, you know, he knows it. But he also does that a lot, so that the sound of that making the noise bounces off the wall. So I guess he can tell where he is.
Wow.
But yeah, he walked through the door, surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah. And
he went to the back of his studio. I was just still chilling in the lobby. Chris was there. Chris came and got me, and we went to the back. We just jammed for like an hour or two, bro. And his studio,
just you and him duo?
Yeah.
Really?
Just jam, bro.
So the first time. So you saw him walk into the studio. He went to the back. So then what? You walked into the studio.
Yeah, I walked
and just sat at the drums. You say hi to him. Like, what do you?
Well, I walked into the studio. Chris introduced me to him. And you know, like, man, so many people do this. Like, you know, when you greet somebody, you kind of just stick your hand out there, and you're thinking that he's gonna grab it because he can. But it's like, no, he can't see. So I had to put my hand in his hand, you know.
Oh, you just went and grabbed his hand.
Yeah, I had to, so he can know I was there. But
yeah.
We basically, you know, he talked to me a little bit, and then he had so many kits to choose from, bro. His studio,
all set up?
Yeah. Set up and ready to go.
He drums too.
Yeah. You got keyboards, pianos, Rhodes, guitars, all this shit's hooked up and ready to go. Ready to be recorded. So I just got on one of the kits, which was an old Yamaha kit. It was that old gray pastel color. And they told me the heads haven't been changed since like late 70s.
No way.
The heads, perfect. It was old vintage Remo.
Wow.
You know, with the dirt on it and the tape
on
it, you know what I'm saying? It was,
you just sat on it and it was ready to go. Yeah.
And it sounded like the record, bro. It was the record, bro.
Which then made you play a certain way.
You know? For sure. I was like, wow, this is an old ass Ludwig snare. Just old shit, man.
So did you start playing a beat and then he jumped in, or was he already playing something?
Well, he was already sitting at the piano, man. So he told me to sit down, and I kind of just like tapped the drums to see what they sound like. And I was blown away. And then he started playing Giant Steps.
Wow.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. He started playing Giant Steps. We played that joint for a good 30 minutes.
No way.
Yep. Giant Steps. And I remember him having two big ass ride cymbals, one big 22 ride Crash Zildjian and a big 24-inch ride Sabian.
Is this like a normal like record tempo of Giant Steps, or is this a funkier Giant Steps?
It was his vibe for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even with him, man, he can take it in any tempo. Like with me being with him over the years, it's like we played it in the tempo.
Yeah.
You know, that was one of his I think it was a challenge for him. From what like some of the guys who've been around him forever, they told me that he's always played that song like that's his thing. If you want to challenge him or, you know what I'm saying, be competitive, he's going to play Giant Steps.
And he started with it.
Yes.
He started with the competition.
He started with that.
You wanted to see if you can hang on that.
For sure.
Because that's not your normal groove.
It's not. And honestly, it was like kind of like one of my, well, no, I take that back. When I was living in Memphis, we used to shed to Giant Steps.
Really?
Yep.
So you were like, oh, I'm so comfortable in this. I know exactly what to do.
Giant Steps, bro. So like, there's even old videos on YouTube of me playing Giant Steps, you know, with the homies in the church.
Wow.
Definitely, bro. So we was doing that back then. So you know,
okay, so you played a 30-minute version of Giant Steps with Stevie Wonder as your first time. You and him a duo.
Yes.
Man, I wish I could be a fly on the wall for that. And then what?
And then he told me, he was like, you know what, man, you got great groove, you got the gig. And then that's it. He had his engineer to give me an iPod. I still have the iPod to this day with all of his songs on there. It had to be something like anywhere between 300 to 400 songs on there, bro. And he said, learn as much as you can. We go on tour in 2 weeks.
No way.
Yep.
And were you like Hell yeah.
Honestly, bro. And I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I didn't grow up on Stevie Wonder, man.
Really?
No.
Even being from Memphis and
No,
everything?
I didn't.
Like
I
this?
knew the typical songs that everybody knows, like Superstition, Happy Birthday. I Just Called to Say I Love You. You know, I knew those
you
records,
knew the hits.
hits.
Yeah.
But Brandon, my brother, he was a Stevie Wonder fanatic, so much to the point to where it used to get on my nerves. Every time I get in the car with him, he literally had this is back when they had CDs. So he had the CD book. It had every Stevie Wonder album that he's ever done, every single, all on CDs. So like, he played a lot of Stevie Wonder's music. And what's crazy is he would play this stuff so much. I wasn't really like paying attention.
Yeah.
I knew it was great. It was great music, but I wasn't paying attention. I was more into, I was heavily on Dave Weckl and Vinny and Steve Gadd and stuff like that.
You were deep in the fusion.
You know what I'm saying?
I
was
deep in the fusion. I remember
into that, bro. So like I wasn't really listening to soul and funk and stuff like, and even my mom, bro. Like my mom listened to Anita Baker and Toni Braxton and people like that. So we didn't have any Stevie Wonder music in the crib. So yeah, when I got the gig, I called Brandon ASAP and was like, bro, I just, and people are gonna be like, surprised, but I wasn't like blown away. I was just like, man, okay, I got all this music to learn.
I got to go to work.
I know this is a great gig to have, and like my brother would be shitting bricks right now if he knew what I was doing, So, I hit up Brandon ASAP and was like, bro, I need your help. Like, I just need you to walk me through. And I know you play this music all the time, and I should have been listening, paying attention, but I wasn't. But I need you to walk me through it right now.
Yeah.
Like, like the whole vibe, and I got the gig, so I need help learning this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember I went on a tour and I didn't know everything, but what's crazy is even on the DVD, a lot of those records we play, bro, once I really, really understood what seat I was in and I went back to listen to the originals, luckily some of the patterns I played were, 90% right.
Just by intuition?
By intuition, bro. And I really think it's from me sitting in the car with my brother and subconsciously taking that music in.
100%. All those years. Yeah. So, luckily, because on the DVD, that was probably like my first month there. Literally, we had just started the tour and went straight to London and recorded the DVD. So you mean to tell me that when you played the first show and you play Superstition in front of the crowd with Stevie, that it didn't like hit you in the face?
Well, to be honest, not 100%.
Wow.
I was more nervous because he was actually the first biggest audience that I ever been in front of.
Right.
So I was more like, I don't want to fuck up.
I gotta get this.
Yeah, I can't don't fuck up. Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? One thing that he told me too before we really kind of really got the tour going, because he knew I didn't know everything. He could tell. He knew I didn't know all the patterns the right way.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thrown in the fire. So, the main thing he told me was like, yo, play this shit. If you play it wrong, play it loud and wrong.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Be confident. Play it loud and wrong. If you know what I'm saying, we'll get there. We'll rehearse eventually because there was no rehearsals.
No rehearsals?
No rehearsals.
You went straight into the show?
Straight into the show.
Headlining set, 90-minute or whatever?
Oh, 3 hours.
3 hour headline show, no rehearsal.
Yeah, because he has
Stevie Wonder, biggest crowd you've ever played in front of.
Yes, bro. My first show was in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia, bro. Straight in, no rehearsals. He was just like, play it.
No click track.
No click. All live.
Yeah.
No click at all. Which is crazy too, because you have such a huge stage with so many people that's dependent on you to be their timekeeper. So
and a percussionist to walk with.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And they're kind of close, but they're kind of not. Because the stage is so big and they have huge rigs. So like Fausto's way over here and Myungo's way over there. You know what I'm saying?
So you did sound check.
Yeah.
And you get your ears right.
Yeah, I got my ears right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's it.
And he didn't go over any music in sound check because sound check for him is a writing session.
Oh, he likes going.
So imagine we have sound check. It probably start at 4 p.m. We'll go from 4 to 7, like a 3-hour sound check. We'll have like an hour and a half break. And then the show is starting around 8:30.
And that sound check is you guys improvising?
Improvising, bro. He's writing new records right on the spot. Or he could have been in the car, vibing to something or, anything that he wrote in the studio. And he comes to sound check and he's going to start playing it and he's going to start giving people parts. Play this part, play this, play this. He's going to write a song on the spot. I mean, we wrote a song. There's a song we performed on the DVD at the very, very, very end, the very last song, I think. He had just wrote that song that day. And we performed it on the DVD that night.
Wow, dude.